Today I'm going to show you how to make delicious fluffy akara. So if you're interested in this recipe, keep watching. My name is Yemisi. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited because we will be unboxing the Philips compact food processor. This is the Viva collection and I just got it. So it's a processor and it has a blender and it has so many cool things it can do. I know some of you have been asking me, what's the best blender? What's the best processor you recommend? You know what? Watch this video and at the end, make up your own mind. So I'm just unboxing the processor. Like I said, it has the blender part, and do you know that you can use this processor to make dough? You can actually use it to mix dough, but today we'll be using it to make akara. Who's excited about akara? I know I am. If I had to recommend top kitchen gadgets that every Nigerian kitchen or any kitchen in fact should have, a processor is like top of the list, because you can use a processor for chopping your okra, you can use it for blending, you can use it for making juice, you can use it for making pounded yam, you can use it for mixing, you can use it for making dough. And I'm going to show you guys a dough recipe soon. It's a very super recipe. And there are so many things you can do with the Philips processor: chopping, grating, mixing, whisking, over 29 functions. Now that I'm done figuring out and setting up my new processor, it is time for us to prep for the akara. For this recipe, you need only a few ingredients. We'll start with beans. I'm using about 2.5 cups of beans, and this is honey beans, brown honey beans. This is what I use all the time for most of my recipes, and that's because they are absolutely delicious. Typically I will pick my beans, but today I spent some money. I bought premium beans that has been selected because I'm trying to ease the stress of my life. I don't want extra stress in my life, so I paid for premium beans that has been picked, so I didn't need to do any picking. I'm just going to transfer it to a bowl right now, and then we will put some water. I will show you how to peel beans in less than 5 minutes. I've showed you guys in my previous moi moi video, but if you've not seen that video, this is another opportunity to see how to peel beans. So I only put the beans in the water. I didn't soak it, maybe for about 2 minutes, and then I poured it in the processor. Brethren, watch and learn. All I'll do now is pulse this processor and you'll see the beans is peeling. It's like magic. You can use the processor part, you can use the blender part. Both parts can peel these beans. You can do so much more with this Powerchop processor. It has more than 29 functions. You can use it to make your meals, bread, sauces, juices, and more. I'm sure you can use it to make pounded yam. Do you want me to use to make pounded yam? Leave that in the comment section and we will make pounded yam with this processor. All I've done is just pulse the processor a few times and the beans peeled quickly. Now I'm filling the bowl with water so that I can pour off the skin of the beans. I heard some people eat their akara without peeling the beans. Are you one of those? I want to know how it tastes like. Does it affect the taste? I've never tried it. I probably should. So now I'm just rinsing off the skin, and that is the only work to be done. You see, the peeling has been done for you. This is what makes life easier for me. I cook all the time, so I always need my processes to be, fast. I'm leaning more towards easy lifestyle right now. Now that the beans has been peeled, this is the time I used to look around the beans. I like to take off any one that has like weevils in it, because I don't like weevils in my beans. So I like to just go through the beans and pick all the infected beans out, and then we will soak it. Next, you just transfer the beans to a bowl and then you add some water. Sometimes I just add warm water when I want it to soften quicker. So just add some warm water, let the water cover the beans, and you'll see the beans will double in size. So I come back maybe about 3 hours later, 4 hours later, and my beans has doubled in size. Just look at how beautifully peeled that is. Perfect. Now that the beans is softened, we're just going to put it in the processor and blend it. The challenge for making akara for some people is the texture. They don't know how to blend properly without using a lot of water. If you use too much water, your akara will not form properly. So you need less water. Sometimes when you use the blender, you find that you have to use a lot of water. But for this processor, I didn't have to use a lot. I just put a little bit of water and you blend. If you've been wondering what processor you should get, then I would recommend this. Can you see how it is blending that beans? You see the beans will soon become very soft and airy. Typically when I use my blender, after I use it, I have to use my whisk to make it fluffy. But I didn't have to do that with this processor because it just whipped everything for me. It was so cool. Right now, if you buy a Philips product, you get a Philips air fryer. Check the description box for more information on this offer. Now, can you see the texture of my beans, you guys? Can you see how beautiful it looks? I just want to lick it. Now I'm going to transfer the beans batter to a big bowl, and then we're going to put in our ingredients that makes up our akara. To season akara, you don't need a lot of ingredients. In fact, all you need is pepper, onions, and salt. But sometimes I add some crayfish powder and I add crayfish seasoning, which I'll be doing today. So I'm just going to chop fresh peppers and put it in the beans. Fresh pepper gives it a better taste than if you're using like dry pepper or another kind of pepper. So fresh pepper has this awesome flavor that would make your akara lovely. I'm going to chop it into little bits because nobody wants to bite into the akara and eat up a whole piece of pepper. Nobody wants it. I'm also going to cut the onions into little bits. Sometimes when I'm making this for my kids, I blend the pepper and the onions and the beans together so that they don't see the onions, they don't see the pepper and start saying, "Oh, mommy, take out the pepper." No. So, but this is how I enjoy it for myself. Now pour everything in the bowl, the pepper, the onions, crayfish, like I said. I'm also going to add some salt and some crayfish seasoning, and that is all I'll be using for this akara recipe. Next, we heat up a deep pan with a lot of vegetable oil, and when it is hot, I pour in my akara batter. So I scoop it with a big spoon. You can use an ice cream spoon, and the type of spoon you use will determine the shape of your akara. So sometimes you see akara that is a bit like round, like puff puff. You see akara that is a bit oval. Mine will be a bit oval. You see some that are a bit flat, which is not flat but like a bit round basically. So the texture of your akara and the spoon you use to scoop the batter is what will determine the shape. Now you see those crumbs. I notice some people like it. My husband actually likes the crumbs from the akara, and me, I'm not a fan of the crumbs, so I'm just going to keep the crumbs specially for him. Make sure the oil you are using is not too hot, and then it's not too hot as well, because if it's too hot it will burn and the akara will not cook on the inside. But if the heat is too low, your akara is going to soak oil, and it's pretty disgusting when you eat akara that's soaked oil, because as you bite into it, you just be biting into oil. So this is the perfect temperature for your akara. It's going to be so delicious. I'm so happy today because the process of cooking was made simpler and easier by my Philips processor, and I'm so happy to have it. I can't wait to see all the new recipes I'm going to be using it for. Like I said, if you want to see pounded yam video, let me know in the comment section, and I'll be using this product for more recipes. Hope you enjoyed this recipe. If you do and you recreate it, tag me on social media. I would love to see it. Thank you for watching today's video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.